God's story of promise for his people was continually tarnished by humanity's legacy of hate and deception. And still, God did not turn away from his children. On the cloud-covered summit of Mount Sinai, God handed down the 10 most quoted, best-known rules humankind has ever heard.
I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me.
You shall not make a graven image
or misuse the name of the Lord.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Honor your father and mother.
You shall not murder.
Commit adultery.
Steal.
Give false testimony.
Covet what belongs to your neighbor.
For I am the Lord your God.
The promise made to Abraham was now a reality, realized in 2 stone tablets that had been placed in the hands of God's servant, Moses. God's people were called to be different so that the entire world would know and worship the one true God, the very source of life and hope. And so it came to pass that God raised up a king who would become an essential part of the Father's eternal plan of salvation for his children.
The Lord has sought out a man after God's own heart and has appointed him leader over the people.
David was a shepherd, a warrior, and a poet, a leader who put God first. But David was not a perfect man. Greed, lust, and even murder would break his relationship with his heavenly Father. But forgiveness cleanses the wounds of sin. And when a remorseful David asked God to forgive him, God said yes. David was a king full of desire and passion, but what ruled his life was a deep love for God. David's poetry paints a beautiful picture of his relationship with his God, a protector, a father, and Lord.
The Lord is my shepherd. I lack for nothing.
You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows.
Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Safe from danger's arms.